Pinnguaq.
Hi there, and welcome to the second video in the Combining Magicavoxel and Krita lesson. My name is Alyssa, and I'm a Métis digital artist here at Pinnguaq. If you haven't already, please go look at my Introduction to Magicavoxel as well as Pinnguaq's 2D artist Ian's Krita series located on pinnguaq.com. In this video, we will be going over how I edited my render image of No Face that I made in the previous video in Magicavoxel. For this lesson, all you will need is a computer and Krita installed on your computer, as well as access to Google so that we can choose some transparent images. So let's get started. And right now, we're just going to open the file of where our saved image is. So I'm just going to hit over here on Start, Community and News on the main page. I'll just hit Open File. And I see my No Face image in my pictures, so I'm going to click on my No Face. Now he's opened up on my window. So now I'm just going to edit some of the stuff that I want to edit, but before that I need to choose some transparent images. For this lesson I use Stick PNG because I want PNG images, which is just this website. They offer many different things, so I just chose, because I knew I wanted clouds, so I just chose cloud. And here I would just go click on the cloud I want, and I would hit download. And see, it says your download will begin automatically in 3 seconds. And then down here it is downloading. And then later you can find that in your files. So after you choose all your images, just go back into Krita, that is located on your bottom bar, and let's get started on editing. So what I like to do is I wanted to create kind of like a misty effect underneath him. So for this I'm just going to take a sample of the background color just by holding Control and then clicking. So you Control click on any part of your canvas. Then I hit this plus button, which is the layer button. And I'm going to use the Airbrush tool. There's many different tools that you can use, and you can paint over your image with any of these. But I'm just using the Airbrush tool so I can add kind of a misty effect. So for that, I'm just going to click down. I'm going to cover up this his bottom half, but I don't want it to be that like I want to still see half of his body, so I'm just gonna lower it a little bit. And then I'm going to add another layer just so I can go do this in layers. And I think that's pretty good because I wanted his bottom half to just be kind of underneath the mist, but I still want to be able to see it. Okay, so now that I want to add the PNGs, I'm just going to go to File, Open, and as you can see here I have Cloud 1, Cloud 2, and Cloud 3. I labeled all of mine, so I'm just going to open. And you can scroll in and out of your image just using the scroll wheel on your mouse. And to move your image, I just hold down on the scroll wheel and then you can toggle your image wherever you'd like. And I can cut. And so that I can transport my PNG image over to my original image, I'm just going to take the box select that is located on the left hand bar, select the whole box, hit Control C, go over back to my No Face image PNG, and then Control V. And then you'll see some of the cloud shows up. Now this is way too big, the cloud is way too big, so what I'll do is hit Control T on my keyboard, back into my image, just by using the scroll wheel, size it all the way down, and just drag it to where I want it to lay. So I just want it to lay around there, and then you can size it, you can rotate it. These images, this will pop up when you're near this image, so like I can move it And then over here, you can size up and down, or like this way as well. Or you'll see this little scroll wheel, and that allows you to turn your image. So I just like to like back out and like go back in just so I can see what I'm doing. I like where that placement is, so I'm just going to turn down the transparency a little bit. And then I'm going to open my other cloud, just like I did for the first one. And I'm also going to use the box select tool again. Select the whole box, Control C, Control V, Control T, and here is another cloud. And then I'm just gonna hit out of that. But you see here how my layers are kind of all getting jumbled up, like layer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just gonna name my layers right now. I'm just gonna say original. Layer 2 will be mist 1. And then mist 2. And then cloud 1. Cloud 2. Just so I know where all my stuff is located, so when I'm clicking between layers, I don't click on the layer that I don't want to delete or a layer I don't want to edit. So I don't really like where this cloud is, but I like where this cloud is, so I'm just gonna hit Control T again, and I can move him whatever I feel like. And then I'm gonna turn down the opacity a bit, but not as much as the first one. Now I don't really want this one to be in the way as much. And you just fool around with it until you kind of get where you want to be. And if you're stuck in the Control T, like you don't know how to get out of it, it just keeps moving. You just hit this, the arrow tool on the left-hand bar, and it will get you out of it. And then this one, make this a little bit bigger. So this looks like there's a layer of clouds. And now it looks like he's in the clouds. Next, I'm just going to add some lighting. So I'm going to add another layer. But this time we're going to go into layer properties, which is this, the levels looking thing on the side. Right above your brush presets and brush history. So I'm just going to click on that, and this will bring up a couple different modes. So we can use, I'm going to use color dodge, but you can see there's many different modes that you can use. Color dodge is the one I like to use to brighten my images, but first I need to find a color that I want to use. So I'm just going to use a bit of a yellow orangish color, and you can see that's really bright. I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. I just wanted to brighten up my image just a little bit. Maybe I'll add a bit more of a warmer color in there. And remember, if you don't like how something looks or you want to go back, just hit Control Z on your keyboard and it will go back. Another good thing that you can do is if you scroll down on your brush presets on your right side of your screen, you can see that there's a couple different pattern brushes here. So if you feel like that you want to add a pattern, like say I wanted to add grass, well, probably not on the color dodge layer, but say I wanted to add grass, or I wanted to add swooshes, more different types of grass, mountains in the back, anything that you would like, feel free. I always recommend doing it on another layer though, that way you don't mess up another layer that you have. So say I did a bunch of this stuff and I spent hours doing it, and then I was like, oh, I really don't like how that looks. It's just a simple delete. That way if you did it on this layer, you did it on this layer, and all the work underneath this layer you would affect as well. So feel free to try out some of these tools and see what you like. And just have fun making your character. Again, on the Stick PNG website, you don't have to stick to clouds or mist. Like, you can make anything you want. Look through these lists, see if you wanted to add an animal. Like, let's add a alligator for fun. Just so you can see. Now that I know it's downloaded, because it popped up down here and it stopped flashing, I'll go to my file again, open. I have it set to download to my downloads, so I'll just click on this image. And I have a big alligator. Again, just take the box select tool, Control C, Control V, and he'll pop up on a different layer, on a pasted layer. But you see, I can't move him when I'm just using the arrow tool. That's why you need to hit the Control T. Now we have an alligator. Alligator floating in the background. And maybe I'll turn the opacity way down. Become kind of in the background. The key is in memory. Another good thing too is if you have stuff on layers like this one I just put, and I don't really want him over top of this image, you can just use the erase tool and just your mouse. You don't need anything fancy, and just erase him from behind and edit it how you want to edit it. You know, erase anything you want. Thank you for watching part 2 of the Combining Magicavoxel and Krita series.